This perp back with another video, and finally I got done watching the last two episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Ghost Island. I'm just gonna give you my thoughts on these last two episodes and where this season ranks amongst the other three. Definitely gonna get into things that I thought could have been better or could have been fleshed out, like my negatives, pros and cons, everything I'm going to talk about in this video. So I appreciate people that have been checking out my reviews. Definitely go check out my Curse of the Shadows review. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't, I'm definitely looking forward to season 4. Shouts to everybody that was involved with this season of Are You Afraid of the Dark. I think everybody did an incredible job. You know what I'm saying? JT and everybody just did a really fantastic job with this season. So with that being said, let's get into episode 3 before we talk about the finale. So episode 3, picks up where episode 2 left off, where Max broke the mirror and pretty much let out whatever spirit that was trapped inside that mirror out. And just, it's very chaotic. And I really like this this kind of introduction, or just the unveiling of the ghost and stuff. It's very Ring-esque. Also a little bit of The Grudge, if you hear the neck snapping and stuff. But this was definitely, just the whole design just reminded me of Samara from The Ring and stuff, and that was really dope. Even kind of like little hints of Scarlet Witch, if you've seen Multiverse of Madness, the way she was using puddles to kind of and reflections to kind of just traverse. That was really cool. So they pretty much have to kind of escape. Stanley, the door guy, or the manager, ends up helping them. And I kind of saw this twist coming from a mile away, and I'll talk about the twist when we get to it. Now, Stanley is kind of helping them get out of the way of the ghost and whatnot. So they get stuck into this freezer. I guess that's what you would call it, a freezer or cooler, whatever the hell. And then they come across the Book of Shadows. And I'm like, wow, that's... There goes your tie-in for season 2. And also, we get name drops of, Zebo the Clown in these episodes, and also some more hits at the Ghastly Grinner, because we're going to get into that. So when they find this book, they also find kind of Lucia, that's the ghost's name, because this whole episode is pretty much giving you her backstory and how she got trapped in the mirror, which I found that story to be really interesting, and I wish kind of we were already kind of set in that time frame, like the 1600s. I really like the set design. It was really clean when it needed to look clean, and it was really creepy when it needed to look creepy. So what pretty much happens with Lucia is she, ends up falling in love with this guy that I guess used to be a pirate or whatnot, but then gets kind of backstabbed, and because where she feels like she lost this person to the sea, she tries to, get him back, or just call to him by using some dark magic, which that's why she literally pulls a Carly Beth. If you ever seen The Haunted Mask, you know what I'm talking about. She literally pulls a Carly Beth with this Book of Shadows and does the dash, and then she starts to do her own spell. And that's where she sees Cutter. That's the guy's name. She sees Cutter, but then she realizes, oh man, this is a trap this whole time. So they pretty much swap places, and that's why she's been stuck in the mirror for this many years. So then we fast forward to present day, and they pretty much come to a realization, maybe we need to help Lucia cross over. So they come up with this idea to try to kind of swap, Cutter for Lucia, so she can kind of live in peace. But what they come to find out when they all end up splitting up into different areas, it's Summer and Ferris that come across the grave of Cutter, and there's nothing there, which this is the reveal that I saw coming from a mile away because I already knew that this character was sus. Stanley ends up to reveal to be Cutter, because they did that with Max. You know, they had a different actor playing Max, so it kind of threw you off, and they did it again with this. And, you know, I just kind of saw that coming, so the ending and just how they handled him was kind of like anticlimactic a little bit, even though it was interesting to kind of see at the end of episode 3, Kayla go into the mirror because she wanted to kind of summon her sister to see if she could help, but then Stanley kind of pulled the rug underneath her and just threw her into the mirror, so now she was trapped. So let's talk about the finale, because I thought this was an okay finale, you know what I'm saying? Even though there were some things that were predictable, I wish they would have kind of fleshed things out more, but I guess that's just due to limitations of just having only 4 episodes. But what they did, I thought, was kind of tell a pretty solid story. So now they have to get Kayla out of the mirror. They have to deal with Stanley, with him being kind of the real big bad. And, you know what I'm saying, they're all kind of really upset. And now Max is the one that has to kind of make that sacrifice, even though he's a ghost. So I just don't even know. Like, at first it was supposed to be Leo. And I like Leo's character. You know what I'm saying? He really cares about his friends. People need more friends like Leo that's like actually cares about the people he surrounds himself with. And his dynamic with Max was really cool. It was kind of like, and I like that he kind of acknowledged what I was thinking in episode 2, where he brings up the fact that Max has a secret, and it wasn't that secret, it was pretty much him being a ghost, but he's still okay with just he's okay with that, you know what I'm saying? He still cares about him, he still acknowledges him as a friend, and they all kind of do. So pretty much what ends up happening is Max sacrifices himself to save Kayla, and then they have to kind of pretty much get rid of Stanley and kind of do the spell all over again to kind of put him back into the mirror and bring Lucia out. And I like the way that they did it, because they pretty much used the reflection of the ocean or the water to do it. And that was a really dope scene of seeing Lucia coming up from the darkness and her face kind of changing to become regular again, while Stanley is just, or Cutter I should say, is just falling to darkness and stuff. It was really dope. I thought it was a really peaceful ending, you know what I'm saying? Ferris is, you know, finally making him and Summer a thing, you know what I'm saying? That was cool. And they finally told one last story. And I like that part where Kayla is talking to her sister. Her sister's like, yo, why don't you ever tell stories anymore? You know what I'm saying? And she is the one that kind of brought up the whole Zebo the Clown taking the nose. If you know, you know. Hopefully we can get some Zebo the Clown, you know, storyline next season. I really want the Ghastly Gurner. I loved how they teased them in the Book of Shadows. And it seems like the Book of Shadows is going to be it's going to be an important factor into this whole entire series, and just how we're going to get introduced to some of these monsters and stuff like that, and different ghosts and different beings within this universe. And I really liked it. Now, is this better than Curse of Shadows? No, absolutely not. I think that's still like the bar for this new Are You Afraid of the Dark? But this really surprised me. I thought it was better than expected. I just think that they could have done like the reveal and some of the twists better. Like I said, I think that's just due to the limitations of only having 4 episodes, so you're already kind of short on time. I think the way that this season was shot was really dope in scale. It seemed like we weren't just going to stay on this island, but we get to kind of see what it looked like back in the 1600s. I think that was a highlight for me. Yeah, it's just the negatives for me. I feel like some things were a little bit too telegraphed for me, for my liking. Overall, I think everybody did a superb job for what was given to them, and I'm looking forward to season 4. But I will have to say, man, They need to put this on Paramount Plus or something, man, because this show needs to be more accessible. People don't watch cable no more, man. Like, put this on streaming. It would do 10 times better. But let me know how you guys feel about this season as a whole. Where do you rank this among the other 3 seasons? I put it in the middle. It's number 2 for me. I still got Curse of the Shadows at number 1, and season 1 still being the weakest. Maybe that'll probably grow on me if I watched it, but you know what I'm saying. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.